We are having a great time getting fantastic information on mind, body, and spirit. Right now, we're going into day 4 of spirit, um, broadening the horizons and looking at various topics in the spirit space to get a better understanding of what's going on around us. So, welcome and thank you for sharing and inviting others to take part in this experience. We will have additional 30-day redemption experiences. And for those of you who have subscribed, you will receive and continue to receive emails on the days when we have them. So today we're going to go into the subject of energy and chakras in regards to spirit. And we have our guest, Sage Woods of the Sage Alchemy. And we are going to continue our conversation from yesterday, in which we dealt with gemstones and their properties, and segue into how this now translates into energy and chakras. So, um, not necessarily a religious discussion. It is a discussion on energy, but we may have some correlation on how that ties in with ancient scriptures and ancient history, etc. So, please help me welcome Sage Woods. Sage, if you can go ahead and cue up your mic and your camera, we look forward to learning more about energies and chakras. Okay.
Can I be heard?
Yep, you can be heard.
Okay, awesome. All right, welcome everyone to day 24. I am Sage and of the Sage Alchemy, and I've been doing healing work for about 7 years now, specifically energy work. But I'm also a therapist as well as a coach. So I'm a healer in all areas, physical, mental, spiritual. Um, so we spoke yesterday about the gemstones, and we kind of went into a history of the gemstones and the functionality or the validity of them. So today I just want to touch a little bit more on these stones as well, just to give a little bit more, make it a little more tangible in terms of how to use them daily and how they are really practical, but are very necessary in what we do on a daily basis. So let's see, I'm just pointing the time is at 1:02. So I have you for an hour. So let me just guide you over to what I have set up here. I have some stones set up over here. But first, let me show, before I take you to my table, I can just show you from here that I have quite a few stones on right now. So here I have, it's a clear quartz crystal. This was actually a Mother's Day gift for me, I think a couple years back, but it's one of my faves, and it's actually filled with a lot of agate and citrine. It has some hematite, so it's very grounding and also very purifying. And then I have some bracelets here, and it has a nice mantra where it says, eat healthy, sleep well, breathe deeply, and enjoy life. So, but this here is a citrine, these are citrine stones, and these assist with bringing in abundance of all kinds. So whatever you're looking to manifest, this stone is a great stone for manifesting. And then I'll show you another citrine stone so you can see like the variations of those, as well as this one here. This is I am not sure actually, sorry, what this one is, but it the process of it is I have to come back to that one. I can't remember, sorry. But this one is hematite, and this is a grounding stone here, and it's really good for just kind of, it's good, it's a good stone to start with, really, because it's good for children as well. And it just, I actually, one of my daughters, she wears one on her ankle, so she doesn't have to think about it. It just stays on her ankle the whole time. But it's very grounding, and also it protects from spiritual attacks, things of that nature. So it's a good stone to start with. But I'll take you over to my table, and we'll go further into the stones from there. Can you all see that good? I hope.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to bring a little more lighting. Alrighty. So yesterday we spoke on the tiger's eye, and just to show you how different, how the stones come in a variation of colors, and they serve different purposes, even if it's the same stone. And the tiger's eye is a stone. It's also a grounding stone. It's a stone of courage. It's also a stone that helps to ground you and balance you out. It's also a manifestation stone, and it's also a protection stone. So it can be used for different things, but it's an all-around stone that's really good for anybody that's looking to ground themselves and like really balance out their root chakra. And we'll get a little bit more into the chakras in just a moment, so I'll be able to tie everything together for you. And there's different colors. So there's actually there's the most common one here. You see it's in bracelet form, so people want to like wear their stones, they can, and that way they don't have to think about, you know, putting in their pockets. Some women wear them in their bras. I've done that also. And here's just a standard stone, tiger's eye stone. Then we have the red. So I would say with the tiger's eye, it can be used in different chakras as well, but the base of the stone is the root chakra. But particularly with this color stone, the more brown orange stone, you can use that for sacral healing as well, because it is a orangey color, and that relates to the sacral chakra. This one here, again, bracelet form. And then you can also have a pebble stone as well. And these are polished because they come in different forms. You can have them raw, or you can have them polished. And I'll show you a form of raw in another stone in just a moment. And this one is definitely for the root chakra because of the red. Like that's the main, like this functionality of the stone is for root purposes. And then we spoke briefly on the lapis lazuli yesterday as well. Lapis is I was intrigued to see that it was used for religious purposes, but it's a very ancient stone in terms of its use. Even in the Egyptians used this stone as well, in terms of their jewelry and their crowns. It was very royal. And as you can see, the color, it is a royal color. But the lapis is also a protection stone in the way that it sends back any negative energy. So let's say someone is having negative thoughts towards you, they don't want to see you successful, whatever that is, whether they're intentionally sending you like black magic, or if it's just negative thoughts because their vibration is low. This actually sends that energy back to the sender. So if they're sending it to you, they're going to get it right back, and it's protecting you from that. And it's also past life. So you can actually use the stone if you want to do like past life regression and kind of find out like where your blockages are coming from in this lifetime. This will help to clarify that for you. Being that it's more of a blue/purple stone, it deals mostly with the upper chakras. So that's a focus in the third eye, or what we call the brow chakra, and also the crown chakra, which is at the top of the head. And that's more so getting the clarification in terms of anything spiritual or a mental condition. And spiritual mental is really tied together, because what we think is how the spiritual connects. So lapis is great for anything of that nature. We also spoke about the emerald. And emerald, you find that it's a very common stone in terms of gemstones that are utilized on a daily basis in the secular world. You see these in any jewelry store. You'll find an emerald. They even simulate them because they can get pricey or expensive. So let's say you want the look of the emerald stone, they'll simulate it so that you can buy it and have it to wear for the look of it, not so much the purpose. However, the emerald stone is very healing. It's a compassion stone. It helps to move through different conditions of the heart. So if you have a broken heart, or if you just have a condition where you're unable to express love because maybe you weren't shown that in life, so you're just a little more hardcore, a little rough around the edges, this helps to bring down that energy of being hardcore. It makes you a little more compassionate. Again, stones are not just like, oh, I'm going to put on this stone and I'm just going to instantly be compassionate, but it helps you to navigate or guide you through that process if that is your intention. And this is the agate. We also spoke on the agate yesterday, and we actually went into the agate quite a bit, but healthy body is the energy of the stone, and mainly because agate comes in so many different variations of color. It can ground, it can do, it can heal the heart, it can do so many things because it comes in so many different variations of color, and it relates to the chakras in that way. And then here we have the moonstone. And the moonstone is a feminine stone. Not saying that men can't use that as well, but it's a feminine stone, meaning that it does function on the cycles of the moon. As we can see, cycles is on the card. It functions in that way. So let's say, for example, anytime there's a major moon shift, like a new moon or a full moon coming in, we don't want to wear this stone. We want to take this stone off and sit it in a windowsill, or ground it, like put it in the ground, because that will enhance the stone's energy. If we wear it during that time, it actually can kind of take it away from the properties in terms of how it heals, because it has to be programmed, sort of say. It has to be, reignited. So it's better to take this stone off during those major moon cycles. But if you charge it with your intentions, and then after that moon phase ends, and then you go to use it again, it's a much stronger stone, along with whatever intention you had for it will be there. Help guide you in a more clear direction. The moonstone is also a protection stone, and it also helps to ground divine feminine energy. So let's say that a woman is more, she's a little more hardcore. She wants to learn to tap into her feminine energy a lot more. She can use the stone. A man can also use the stone for that purpose as well, to connect with the divine feminine, to be able to balance himself in that way, that is not all masculine, but is able to connect with other divine feminines. And here's a couple variations. This has actually been one of my favorite stones for a long time. And this is a waist bead and moonstone. You can see like the stones there. Bring that closer. And it's very iridescent. It's just really pretty and feminine. And then I always wore these earrings, and as you can see, they're kind of dirty. I actually need to clean these earrings. But it's a setting in sterling silver, and that's the moonstone, iridescence. And whenever, like stones, if you want to enhance their properties too, is when you wear them in jewelry, you want to make sure they're inside of a conductor. So, for example, this earring is in sterling silver. That's a natural conductor. So you'll receive the properties a lot faster. And since we're on the moonstone, I'm going to take it over to the other goddess stones. I consider a moonstone a goddess stone because of the divine feminine, but there's some stones that are directly considered goddess stones. So for example, this is Larimar, and it connects women with their divine feminine / goddess energy. It basically takes us to our higher selves. I wouldn't really recommend it for a man per se. It's really a woman's stone. And it actually is connected to Atlantis. And it also connects with dolphins in the way that dolphins are intelligent and they are able to communicate. And these stones were said to, if we wear these stones near the ocean, we can connect with the dolphin energy. So also this one here is chrysocolla. And this stone is also a feminine stone. It helps with the different, let's see, someone say something. Chrysocolla, okay. It's C-H-Y, hold on, C-H-R-Y-S-O-C-O-L-L-A. And this actually, if you have feminine issues with the womb, this is good for balancing that. So not to say there's the totality or the all in all of, you know, your healing of the womb, but it helps guide you in that process. All right, so amethyst. We spoke about amethyst yesterday, and I think I showed this stone briefly. This is an example of a raw stone. That was just saying how some of them are tumbled and smooth, but this is raw. And it doesn't change the property. It just depends on what your preference is. If you want to pick up, like, you know, dimensions of sparkle in your stones, then the raw is good. But if you want like just the smooth texture of the stone, then the pebble is good. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick. It's just a matter of what is your preference. And the amethyst is also protection stone. It's also a stone of the third eye, and it helps guide you. It helps have clear thinking. It helps to soothe you. So let's say you're like always anxious, always in a state of depression or worry or something like that blocks your ability to think clearly. This stone is perfect for that. And it just has a soothing effect. And even the color is more lavender. So if you think of lavender, if you ever use that essential oil to help you sleep at night, this is also has a similar energy. It just helps you to get balanced, and, you know, in that way, it helps to relax you. And citrine, we spoke on that briefly, so I'll bring that back out. So how I was showing you the citrine stone bracelet that I'm wearing. And that also has a smooth, and also the color here is lighter. But this one, the color ranges. This one is more of an orange. And it doesn't make it, you know, it doesn't make this stone stronger or whatnot. It's just a matter of like preference, whatever speaks to you. And this is in raw form. So it's really pretty. You can like see how it like picks up a lot of light. And you can get these really big too, and like make them as like centerpieces in your home if you want to beautify your home. These are excellent ways to beautify your home and charge your home. And then here we have the, here's another, and this is related, before I move on, this is related to the solar plexus. So let's say that you're on a path to change who you are. Like you want to be someone specific. Like you have a vision in your mind of who you're supposed to be. The I am, like you're speaking to yourself. I am, I am strong. I am, great. Whatever it is, I'm abundant. That stone is specific to that manifestation of creating who you want to be. It's related to your solar plexus. It's related to your will. And that's where manifestation comes from. It comes from our will. We have to have the will to manifest what we want. So again, that's abundance. We spoke about that as well. That's your abundance of prosperity. So that stone is great to have, and it's a very gentle stone. It's an all-around stone, and you actually don't have to really charge this, other than like what your intention is. But you don't really have to clear that stone. That stone clears on its own. This one is yellow jasper, since we're in the yellows. And we spoke about red jasper yesterday, but again, like I was speaking to you all before about how stones are come in different colors. It could be the same stone, like how the tiger's eye has red and it also has an orange brown. The same with jasper. It has different colors. There's the red, and then there's even one I'll show you that's a zebra, but I'll show that to you in a moment. But the yellow jasper is amazing because, again, it's a yellow stone, so it deals with the solar plexus. And solar plexus focuses on anything related to your stomach. It's in the region right below your rib cage, like right towards the center, and like the center / below. I'll show you in a moment on my body, but it deals with anything dealing with digestion in terms of your body. And this stone in particular is really good for like releasing those toxins, just like the red jasper was good for releasing toxins. If you have digestive issues, it helps to soothe that in the body. And then I'll take it over to this zebra jasper, since I just mentioned it. This is also a jasper. And the zebra jasper, it has black and white. So it's a purification stone, and it's also a protection stone. The white is more for purification in any stone, as well as black is for protection in any stone. And the thing about black and with stones, like those are very strong stones. Those are the stones you pick up if you're about to go to war. Whatever war that is, spiritual, mental, physical, whatever that is, you want a black stone. But the beauty of the zebra stone is such a balance of the two. It's the purification along with that warrior energy, that protection energy. Since we're in the blacks, I'll stay here. This one is onyx. We spoke about that yesterday, the onyx. And this is a very powerful stone. If you're going to battle and you need that protection, there it is. That's what you want to use. It protects against psychic attacks. So you need that grounding for that, or whatever, whatever you're about to charge in for and do, you want that stone. And this is snowflake obsidian. Obsidian is usually black, just like that just like the onyx, but it's snowflake. So because of the variation of the stone, it's geared towards greater change. So let's say you're at war with yourself. You're looking to change who you are, like things that you've been trying to move through, certain blockages you haven't been able to do. Like this will bring that change, and you'll feel that with this stone. And you just have to be ready. Your mindset has to be ready, because it's going to bring it. Alrighty, so here we have another stone, and then again, this is two different variations. We have the more pebbled, and then we have the raw, and this is the God, I can't think. Oh, I can't remember right now. I'm having brain fog here. Hold on a minute. Pyrite. Geez, sorry about that. This is pyrite. It's such a beautiful stone. You know, it's very pretty. It actually, what it looks like, how kind of looks like a silver pieces. It actually symbolizes that energy of bringing in prosperity, bringing in money. If you want to increase money in your life, add pyrite to your wallet. You can get like a tiny little stone. They come really little, and you can just stick it in your wallet and carry that with you, or you can wear it. So I have another variation of the pyrite here. This ring is set in brass. So you can either wear it or you can put in your wallet to manifest abundance. We have another abundance stone here, which is jade. And this is a different variation of the jade. It's also a protection stone, as you can see with the black. But jade also is a manifestation stone for abundance of all kinds. And then we also have here, we spoke about jasper, yellow jasper and red jasper. This is a green jasper, and that's good for healing the heart. Anything pink or green is good for healing the heart. And again, that's a slow moving, jasper is a slow moving or gentle stone. So it's not aggressive, like for example, the snowflake obsidian that I just spoke about. If you're ready for change and you're like, you want immediate change and you're ready to do the work, that stone is going to guide you. But if you're like, you're trying to figure things out and things have been hard and you're tired and you just want to change, but you want to move in a slow way, that's where your jasper comes in. You need more gentle guidance. That's where your jasper comes in. And again, like I said, there's red jasper too, which we spoke about yesterday. So again, since we just spoke about some of the green stones and their healing properties, I'll take you over to these rose quartz. So pink and green, you want to use those for heart healing. And this is, I actually bought this one before stones became popular. Literally for $4. Like if I bought this stone now, this would be like a $30 stone. But I bought this when I was pregnant with my daughter. And I wanted to be able to bring love energy into the room where I was giving birth. So I bought this stone. And it's just been an amazing piece that I've had for a while, for at least 10 years. And sometimes I'll just put it in different parts of the room of my home, just depending on what I want it for. But I'm always attracted to rose quartz. I feel that because that's been my auras for some time. I've had pink aura at some time because I do healing work. So that has to come from the heart. So I'm always attracted to these. So I have a lot of them. And I have more of these somewhere around this place I'm in. I've given them to my children. I've given them to clients. They just bring like such a soft, radiant, loving energy. And those are all pebbled. And then you also have, I just showed you a large piece of raw cut rose quartz. But then here's a smaller one too, if you prefer a smaller one. And
Now, Sage, in the interest of time, can we go into the connection between the various chakras and the I know we talked about the three areas of healing, tantric being one. Can we go into some of that?
Yes, I'm getting ready to wrap this up, and we'll be going right into those areas.
Okay, awesome.
So here we have the peacock ore. It's a really pretty stone. It's good for rebirthing. And again, you see it's purple, but it's iridescent, has a lot of other colors as well. And if you're, it actually activates all the chakras. Some stones are mainly geared towards one particular chakra, as I showed you before. But some stones are like all over stones, like they heal every single chakra. And this is for rebirthing. So if you're looking to change some aspects of yourself, this will help you go through that process. And it's also a stone of joy and happiness. So if we've been dealing with a lot of negativity, or we've been on a depression state, or anything of that nature, will help to shift that. And I want to show you all as well, these are jade earrings. I showed you the nephrite jade, which had the black in it. But this is the standard jade. This is the standard, like the more expensive one. And again, they're in jewelry pieces. This is labradorite. This is a magic stone in sterling silver. So I use this sometimes when I'm doing like energy work that I want to like bring in the magic. I use that. Here are variations of different quartz crystals. Here we have an angel aura quartz. So it just like helps to connect with the divine. This one is rutilated quartz, or excuse me, smoky quartz. And that deals with past life and dealing with your ancestors, or connecting with the ancestors. This one is rutilated quartz. And it helps to bring in different changes that you need and guide you through that. This one here is crystal quartz. And this is an all-purpose stone. This ignites every single stone that you're using. It's a total amplifier. So then we're going to narrow it down to the stones from here. This one is selenite. This is a selenite tower. We spoke about this yesterday. The selenite tower connects us to the divine, and it clears every stone. So if you need to recharge your stone and clear it, this is the stone that you use. And it doesn't need clearing because it already clears. It even clears the negativity in the home. So let's say you've had a lot of bad energy coming to your space. You buy a few of these, it will help to clear that. You can even clear yourself with these. Like just kind of go over your aura with it. You can sleep with this by your bed. Here's a large one. So this big piece, I'll take this and like place all my stones on top of it. And it literally, I'll just start clearing my stones. Just like that. So those are the stones I wanted to show you for today and how they can be used. And then we'll start going into the chakras next, and how we can relate these stones to the chakras, as well as how we can relate the chakras to our living being, like everyday life, how they actually relate to us. Give me a sec. Okay. So I hope you all have enjoyed us going over the different stones and their properties. So now we're gonna like see how that applies to the body and how we can use them on the body. So I'm going to start with the root chakra first. The root chakra is like right at your perineum. So the connecting point between your anal area and your genitals. So it's right there at that cusp. And it kind of moves through, that energy starts there and moves through your entire pelvis. So if you're ever looking to like send your energy to some type of healing energy, or if a practitioner is working on you, they'll typically work here because it's, you know, this private area. So typically you can go from the hips or not touch you at all and just kind of stand here with it and send energy that way. But if you're doing your own, like you're sending, you know, you're in tune with your higher self, and you want to send energy to yourself, you can just take whatever form of stone you have that's a root chakra stone. You can take any of those. I have another one here that is a blend of root chakra stones. This is red jasper, hematite, and tiger's eye. So it has all three properties in one stone. It has all three stones in one stone. So I'll use that one. So you can literally just place it in your root chakra and just kind of sit with it and send whatever tensions you want to it. The root chakra is focusing on anything root related. So think of yourself and your connection with the earth. When you see a tree or any type of plant, it always grows from the earth, from the roots. The roots are what bind it or connect it. We too have roots to the earth, but sometimes it can be thrown off, and our roots are energetic, and sometimes it can be thrown off. And, you know, to make it more sense, think of the gravitational pull that the earth has on us. We're not floating because there's gravity. So that's the idea or the concept. The gravity is part of that energy of us being connected to the earth, our literal energetic roots. It can get thrown off in various different ways. It could be childhood trauma. It could be past life traumas. It could be recent traumas. Let's say you had a car accident and it was very, you know, near death, or it really frightened you. That can throw off your root chakra. Root chakra deals with your ability to feel grounded, your ability to feel safe, feel stable, and it taps into your resources. So let's say, for example, finances, you know, that's a form of stability for us right now. We are not living on just energy or just on knowledge. We're living based on how our bank accounts might look. If our stability is off, if we're not grounded, then we may have a harder time maintaining our finances. We may wonder, why do I spend money all the time? Why am I always spending money when I know I don't have it? Or why am I so miserly? Why can't I enjoy my money? Because there may be an imbalance in either one of the two realms. So bringing that grounding to yourself to stabilize the root chakra. Another way the root chakra can be off is, let's say that you're sexually, it deals with your sexuality as well, because it is dealing with your genitals. Sexually, you could be promiscuous and may not understand why. And I see this with a lot of men, because of men are providers naturally. They're natural hunters, they're natural go-getters. If, you know, they may be too strong in that energy, you know, where I was speaking about the masculine is being too masculine, you know, there's a such thing as that. And then end up making mistakes where sometimes you may not want to sleep with that woman that you slept with, you know, because your root chakra is off. And that comes from childbirth. Like, not childbirth, childhood, the way you were raised, or just seeing how men are supposed to be like this macho man, and get as many women as you can, but that's really an imbalance. So this helps to stabilize some of that imbalance in the body. Or even for women, if there's been a trauma such as molestation or rape, or a programming in the mind from the parents of like, oh, well, you developed too early and now you feel, a certain way about yourself. It could be anything, but this actually helps to bring in the grounding. If that's what you're choosing to do, it will help to do that. And another way of being, off balance in that area is also just having a low libido. Yes. Working on a libido in terms of building that up, because some people don't have any sex drive. And that's important. We have to have a sex drive in order to, build up on the rest of the chakras. In order to create, we have to have a sex drive. That's a part of the physical reality. It's also a part of the spiritual mental reality as well. So bring that in so that everything functions, because when we have root chakras that are off, it affects us physically long term also. It may seem like it's nothing, but when you have a root chakra that's off, yes, Angela, I understand. Yeah, that's true. When you have a root chakra that's off, it also brings in diseases over time, because the spiritual affects the physical. It does transform into something else. So, for example, if your root chakra's off, you can develop prostate cancer or uterine cancer. There could be you could be more prone to different infections, like for women, even men, like, yeast infections or bladder infections, things of that nature. It can affect all that over a period of time. So that's why it's important that we always deal with ourselves in a totality, on a whole totality, because there's women that go to the doctor and get, medicine that treat different infections, and it comes right back. But it's about the balance of the whole body, not just one area. That's just treating symptoms. So this is really good for helping to guide in that. Not that that's the only thing we're going to use, but it helps to guide in that process. And so going to the sacral. Okay. Sacral chakra. So we spoke about, no, not this one. Wrong one. Okay. Sacral chakra. So we have here tiger's eye. It has an orangey color, but we spoke about carnelian yesterday. I can't remember the other word that we spoke, like the old school word, I guess we could say.
Cardias.
Yes, thank you. But carnelian is also a good stone for that. But here's the tiger's eye. It has an orange base, brownish orange base, and it's also good for the sacral chakra and the root chakra. You can use this for both. But this sacral chakra is right here. So just think of like just right above the genitals, right in the lower abs is right there. And then to be even more specific for women, and it is a feminine chakra. The root chakra is more masculine, as we spoke about before, like, your stability, your finances, that's all like more masculine energy. But the sacral chakra is the feminine. So the balance of the two is so important for anybody. But it's right here, and to be specific with women, like, just think of where your womb is right there. And you just hold it there. You can lay in your bed at night and just sit it there and like send good energy, good thoughts, talk to your womb, help it to know that it's okay. It's been traumatized for whatever reason, whether it's been an abortion or just pregnancy in general. It's like pregnancy itself is very traumatic. Even though we do it every day, it's still traumatic. It's a near-death experience for every woman that goes into labor. So just like bringing the balance to that area is so vital, along with other things we can do. But just doing something like this, just to nurture that area is important. And even for men, even though you may not experience it on a more physical level because there's not a wound there, but we all come from a womb physically. So just considering, like, what was your relationship like with your mother? What has your relationship been like with other women? Are you more masculine driven, and just always on the chase for whatever it is, women, money, but you're never grounding yourself in like balancing out with the feminine energy so that you can connect with the woman in the right way, so that you can tap into your creativity and understand different aspects, like the spiritual aspects of life, you know, understand things from a deeper level, not just running. And then, I found with a lot of men, they run until they smash their face into the wall. But it doesn't have to be that way if we learn to be balanced in both areas. So that's that. We're going up. These are the lower chakras. So we're going up the root. Another note on the root before I move on. The root chakra also has secondary chakras, which are the knees and the feet, the base of the feet. And on a physical level and alignment, when we stand straight up, the pelvis needs support. And what supports the pelvis is the knees and the feet. If the pelvis is off, then we'll experience pain in the knees, we'll experience pain in the feet. So whenever you have pain in the feet or the knees, you already have to know that you have something off in your pelvis, whether it's a structural, physical thing, or it may most likely be dealing with something spiritual as well. So that's just another note. And let's see. So we're going to the solar plexus. These are the lower chakras. These all connect together to take us up higher. And solar plexus, I'll bring out two of the stones for that. So I'll deal with both sides of the solar plexus. Solar plexus on the spiritual level is our, chakra for abundance. It's how we manifest. It's the I am. It's the will of the person and how we push ourselves out here in the world. So, I am a leader, I am powerful, I am abundant, whatever your I am is how you express to everyone else in the world. And so to manifest abundance, to manifest prosperity, to anything in the spiritual realm, the citrine is your stone to go to. It really helps to boost that. And then you see it's a color like a yellow orange. And the color for that chakra is yellow. But it has yellow orange, and that is really good for the solar plexus. It's specifically a solar plexus stone. Before I forget, the root chakra is red and black. That's the color for that. The sacral chakra, I know I showed it before, but it's orange. So security, financial stability, balance is all root chakra. Sacral chakra is, and also root chakra is masculine. Sacral chakra is feminine energy, creativity, emotions, the ability to express the emotions in a positive way. Those are all dealing with sacral. And then again, the I am, the willpower, is the solar plexus. The ability to manifest, the ability to bring forward what you have in you. Also
Sounds
on the fifth,
really good.
yeah.
As far as the colors, I've seen the colors as far as root being red, um, the other one, the second one being orange, the third one being yellow. The stone
Mhm.
that you have now, is that stone considered an orange or is that considered a yellow?
It looks more orange, but like I was saying before, like this bracelet I'm wearing has a more yellow tone. The citrine can vary between those two colors, but it doesn't matter either way. The citrine works as the same either way, and it is specifically a solar plexus stone.
Got it.
And this jasper, it looks a little more orange as well, but it's considered yellow for that particular stone. And the yellow jasper is it also helps spiritually with releasing, like let's say there's any like blockages in the solar plexus, like let's say there's mental blockages, like you don't know who you are, you don't understand who you are, or you're having that type of like insecurities, things of that nature. The jasper is really good for that, the yellow jasper. um so on a more spiritual mental level, is it operates in that realm, but then also, and it's very, again, jasper is such a um it's such a slow moving or nurturing stone. But also it's good to help alleviate some of the physical symptoms of a blocked solar plexus, like digestion issues. It could come in the form of Crohn's disease. It could be stomach cancer. It can be quite a few things. It could be autoimmune, which are also Crohn's and cancer are autoimmune diseases. But anything autoimmune, psoriasis, eczema, it helps with that. Digestion issues, it helps with all those things. Um, so this is a really good stone for the solar plexus in that way. So these are just two examples of solar plexus stones. And then we'll carry on to the heart chakra. So again, the heart chakra. So before I do that, okay, so now we're done with the lower levels. The three of these work together to move forward to the heart chakra. Heart chakra is the first chakra dealing with the upper chakras. So now if you align this will naturally start to go into alignment. The heart chakra deals with the ability to give and express love, as well as be able to receive it. So we've heard of relationships, or either have been in relationships where we have not been able to receive the love from the person, because we're either too hardcore, like no, or we can't believe because of our, our solar plexus is so off. We can't believe somebody loves us, or because our sacral chakra is off, we're unable to express emotions properly, or understand emotions at all, or because our root chakra is off, we're unable to feel stable enough to receive love from somebody, because we're automatically thinking, what if they're after me, what if they're after my money, or what if they're trying to trap me up, or this can't, they're lying, this can't be real. Those type of things, all lower chakra energies that are on low vibration. So that affects the heart and the ability to receive. It also affects the heart and the ability to give as well. So if we're like stuck in our root chakra and like, oh, okay, well, I don't have enough money, so I can't be having a relationship because I ain't got time to be spending money on nobody. Or I can't be having no children because I ain't got enough money for no children. Or I can't really express my emotions like that because I can't trust nobody like that because of my past, because somebody did me wrong. So now they're stuck in that whole energy and that emotion of somebody did me wrong, or the solar plexus of my self-esteem is too low or whatever, so I can't receive love from nobody, nor can I give it because I don't have it to give. So the rose quartz is a great stone. This is such a loving stone. It has such a loving energy. And it sounds strange, but unless you're working, if you like open yourself to work with it, you'll feel it. You'll feel how even the pink is just so soft and happy and pleasant. And you can actually place them on your heart. You can wear them, like you can get a rose quartz necklace and have it just hang right there on your heart. And you can sleep with these. They're very soft energetically. They do help you go to sleep also, just like that amethyst does. And then we have the two forms of jade, which are also money stones. And then even this one with the nephrite jade, it also is a protection. So if you want to protect your heart from like anybody that wants to use it against you, you can use that. But then jade is also a stone that helps to attract love. Like let's say you want to be in a relationship, you can use jade to attract because jade is a manifesting stone. So those are just two options. But then again, we have the emerald, we have aventurine, we have so many other like stones, pink calcite. There's other stones in those color ranges that also do this similar things for the heart, to help the heart heal and mend. And then we'll go into our throat chakra. Hold on, I need blue stones for that. Throat chakra. So now we've cleared up these chakras from the root to the heart. We're an ability to give and receive love. We feel stable. We feel grounded. We feel like we can communicate ourselves in an intelligent way emotionally. We are secure in ourselves. We know who we are. We are able to direct our will and manifest whatever it is we choose. We're able to give love, receive love, attract love. Now we want to be able to express all that's in us. So we go to the throat chakra. Throat chakra allows for us to express ourselves creatively, intelligently. It's just an all-around communicator. Not so much, it doesn't have to just be words. It can be, in your form of dance, or you have different ideas that you want to convey. It just allows you to convey it in whatever way possible, whether that's through love, whether that's through how you poise yourself, whether it's how you express your emotions, whether it's how you attract your wealth to yourself and give to others, in a tangible physical way. It helps us to express that. And if it's blocked, then we kind of like might have these feelings and these thoughts, but we may not bring it out. So we want to use blue stones for that. And I was speaking about the Larimar before as being a goddess stone. It helps us to express our goddessness, our goddesshood as women. But the chrysocolla can be used, even though it's a stone for women, it can be used for men too, to be able to express their more divine feminine energy, because we both, whether we're men or women, we have both energies in us, so that we are grounded and we are balanced and we can relate to one another. So for a man, if he may shout a lot or like speak really ruggedly and rough all the time, wants to learn to communicate in a more way that's direct but still soft, still brings the point across without an overtone. This is a stone for that, this chrysocolla. So now that we're able to communicate all this in us, we move forward to the clarity. So this is our third eye. We have all the tools that we need, like pretty much like the five senses. We have that covered now because we're moving through these chakras and we're expressing it thoroughly. But we have to be able to have clear sight too, besides just what we see right in front of us right now. So the third eye gives us clairvoyance. It allows us to see further. It allows us to see the whole picture rather than have tunnel vision. So, sorry. The lapis, we spoke about that before, is good for clarification of the mind, of the third eye. And actually with cards like these, stones can get pretty pricey. So let's say you want to like be able to use different, stones for different purposes. You can actually take these cards and get the energy that way. And it may seem like that's crazy, that'll make it sit, but the words have power. So you can use the words of the stone and still manifest that energy, pull that energy that you need. And then this is the amethyst. Same idea. Just place it on your third eye. You can sleep with it. And it helps to open up. And it's it's a great protector. You can sleep with this under your pillow. And what it will do is it will help to protect you while you're sleeping. Again, it's a protection stone, but it will also help to send in that energy that you need to carry forward with the protection and see things in a more clear manner. And then finally, is the crown. So we go from here. We have clear thinking. We can see further out. We're not tunnel vision. And then we're crown chakra is at the top of the head. Like women say, don't touch my crown, or kings and queens, they wore crowns, because this is our connection to the divine. This is our direct link. So when I do energy work, or when I've received energy work, a lot of times I'll feel like there's pressure on my head, or the client will feel pressure on their heads. And it's that download that's coming in. It's that message. We may not see it right away, but it will come and it will infiltrate the rest of our chakras, the rest of our being. And if this is open, we can tap in and see on a whole new level. We can see on a whole new level. It just brings out the ability to see not just from our personal lives, but like how things affect the whole, how things affect the masses. And then when we see, it gives us the ability to see truth. Like if somebody says something, we can hear it, like, no, that's not true. Sorry, you're not lying to me. I can see that. Or if it is true, you're like, man, that's so on point. Like it just touches you because you are connected to the divine. And when somebody speaks the truth, that's what it is. Or if somebody does not speak the truth, you're like, nah, you lying. So, but you're able to understand what people need on a greater level, not just your personal self, not just your personal children or your personal family, but like what the entire planet needs. And we're all in this shift together. It's not separate. We may have separate homes, we may have separate families, but at the end of the day, we're all connected. So that's our connecting point. And it's actually, from the root and then from the heavens. And it's as it is below. What's the word? What's the term? As below, as above, as below. As below.
As above, so below.
Oh yes, thank you. So that's the reality. If we're not grounded to the earth, if we're not connected to the divine, everything else is off. And that's how the chakras work.
Thank you, Sage. That was excellent breakdown, the stones and the chakras. I have questions. I'm sure other people have questions as well. So we're a little bit over, but we're going to open it up so that people get their questions answered. I guess I'll go first, unless anyone else has a question for me. Anyone has a question for Sage?
Hi, Sage. My
Hi.
question is where do you buy your stones from, and how, are there places that sell stones that are like fake stones? What are credible
Um,
sources to buy them from?
I typically go to stores that's what they cater to that. So, for example, um, my daughter likes to call them witchy stores, but they'll typically sell anything metaphysical. And you can see the people. You can tell that that's what they're into. So they're not going to sell you any fake stones. They're too passionate about it. Um, but if you go somewhere like, just a random like Marshalls or something, it may or may not be real. But you can go to one of those type of stores, like spiritual stores, metaphysical stores. They'll typically have that. Even some like herbal stores or like stores that are like more vegan, plant-based focus. Um, those are the type of stores that you want to go to. You can even look up, like if you Google gemstones shows, trade shows, and you can really like stock up there, because when you go to regular stores, they have to like make money, so they're gonna upcharge you um, to pay for what to make money off of what they're purchasing. But if you go to a gemstone store, you can work directly with the merchant that's selling the stone direct and get it for a much cheaper rate. You might get better quality stuff just because they're going to have their best stuff at the show.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question in regards to stones that come from sap that turns into stones. For example, the frankincense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what has been your experience in those stones? I know some of them you burn, like the frankincense.
Yeah.
I also came across one, and maybe you can give a little bit of insight on it. Um, and I'm not trying to be funny, but there is a stone that comes out of Jamaica, and they call it the Jamaica stone, or I believe it's also called a black stone, something like that, which is a stone that they use for, almost like a Viagra, but in a natural stone format. And so I was reading one article, and the guy said that it actually works. So what has been your experience with, and that comes from the sap of a tree. That's what I was making the connection. So what has been your experience with those type of stones that come from trees and they kind of make it hard and then chop it up and burn it? Are those still within the same family as the gemstones that you talk about, or is that considered something different?
I haven't heard of the black stone before, but when you speak about saps, you make me think of the frankincense. Um, and that's more considered resins. Um, and they do hold properties. The frankincense, it does a lot of different things, just depending on how they process it. The frankincense clears energy just like the stones do. You can burn it. You can go over your whole entire chakra system with it, and it will help to ignite physical. It will ignite your physical body. Um, it will also help you to tune in to your psychic abilities. Frankincense is known for, like, if you ever heard of frankincense and myrrh together, like that's really a spiritual, like a highly spiritual, potent combination. So,
Well,
yeah.
it cleans the energy. I was saying that sounds like it's really good for COVID-19. You burn some of that, and it cleans the energy in the air.
Oh yeah, I burn that a lot. I use that in my diffuser, but also you can take that essential oil, the frankincense, and you can add it to your like tea or your water, and it actually like cleanses your entire body. Like it detoxifies the blood. So it's really powerful.
Myrrh oil does that. Definitely good for cleansing. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, anyone else have a question? And I do have another question. If not, so I'm opening up for other people to jump in. You guys could always feel free to jump in. My next question is: does the shape of the stones, for example, um, I read some information about the shape of the pyramids, for example, and how the shape of the pyramids works similar to how the body works, where the energy goes from the bottom and works its way to the top. And so the peak of the pyramid is the highest concentration of the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so does the shape of the other stones outside of, like, for example, if there is an amethyst shaped like a pyramid, does that work better in the shape of a pyramid? Is any of the other stones, the onyx, is the shape of the pyramid just as important as the shape of the gemstone, just as important as the properties within it?
Yes, it does have some significance. So, like for example, the selenite. So we have the tower here. So the tower is going to radiate the energy up, out. So these are really good. Like if you want to just point them in different parts of the home, it's just going to naturally move the energy up and out into the rest of the home. This wand is still going to do that, but not as the same strength as this will, unless you have a lot of these like just scattered around the home. But this is going to ignite more energy out into the atmosphere. Like for example, this is a small selenite wand, so you can kind of use it like how you, like if you're saging yourself, you do the same thing with this. You can like clear your chakras and like clear your aura, just like you would with the sage.
Now, in regards to your experience with anyone because we mentioned as above, so below, so there is a balancing effect between crown and root. Is there also a balancing effect between east and west? And can the stones be used to someone who is bipolar, whose energy is off? Can the stones be used to balance out that type of personality?
I think that they can be used for anybody that's dealing with any conflicting battles internally. I know they place names on things, but at the end of the day, it's something going on that's off balance. So, of course, along with other things, it wouldn't be the only thing to use, but it would definitely help in that process.
Okay. That's all my questions. Does anyone else have any questions for Sage? Sage, thank you for taking time to break down both the stones. I'm glad we were able to get a clear connection to see more about the stones as well as the chakras. Before I pull up your contact information, did you have anything to share with the audience? Any closing remarks?
The only thing I would say is just it's about your intention. So, don't feel overwhelmed because it's a lot of stones. Like one of these stones, I cannot remember right now. I can't remember what that stone is. I can't remember. I just know it helps me with that helps my feminine energy. I can't remember right now the name. Like I'll remember probably when we get off the call. So it's so many stones out there. But the thing about it is that it's about your intention, like what you're doing with the stone. That's most important. And then you'll learn as you go. It's not like you have to learn everything at once. You can start with 5 basic stones, or you can start with 1. You can just buy a quartz crystal and start there. And that's an all-purpose stone. So it's just about, your intention and like what you want to do with it, and then you grow from there.
So it can be used for evil intentions or good intentions, depends on the user.
Oh yeah, they could be used to enhance like black magic too.
Okay. Well, that's it for me. I'm going to pull up your slides, so if anyone is interested, they can reach out to you. And Sage, you did a fantastic job. Thank you so much. Let me just pull up the information, and maybe you could just tell the audience how they can get in contact with you.
All righty. So thanks for having me. Thanks for listening in. I can be reached. I'm on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is at the Sage Alchemy Life. And you can also reach me on Facebook at the Sage Alchemy. And my website is thesagealchemylife.com. And actually, I'll throw that in the chat real quick.
Awesome.
So it's in the chat if you want to like click that and it'll take you to the website, and then both of my handles is there, Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to do a consultation, you can actually schedule or book a consultation with me from my website.
Excellent. All right, Sage. Well, thank you. Hope to see you on some of the future calls. We do plan on having some workshops. I'll be in touch with you, and we can talk about that. For everyone else, thank you for jumping on. Make sure you share. Tell your friends about the 30-day redemption. They can follow us on Facebook, or they can go on the website at 30dayredemption.com, put in their information so they can be informed on the next presentation. We have a few more to go, and we will continue the 30-day redemption. We're just trying to see if we're going to do May or if we're going to do June. So everyone else, have a great day, and we will talk soon.